fascinating aspects of her in so many Sannidhanam. All this shows she's extremely kind and very deeply connected with humanity. Whoever, like I said, this lady who's sponsoring that one, she's not even a Hindu, she's a Muslim. So there's no religion. Connect to the divine in any way you can. Christian, Muslim, Hindu, doesn't matter. But understand the origin and understand love, understand reverence, understand bhakti, and use all that to connect to her. But you need a place which actually this place, there's a lot of sacrifices involved from the beginning. In the past 30 years, many people have sacrificed many things in this temple. I don't want to call it sacrifice because that is our earning. But if we don't have this, we would not have heard. Like Mr. Patnaik, when we had some crisis a year ago, we needed certain work to be done, and he appears all of a sudden, he takes over and he does that. That privilege is given to him. So I'm amazed how in the right time that person comes and does things what we need. And then he steps out, somebody else moves in. Ultimately, whatever we need, that privilege is given to the person. Now, who is the beneficiary? Is that person the beneficiary or she is a beneficiary? Obviously, it's that person to whom that privilege is given. And we are given this privilege to participate in this construction, to understand from the beginning. There are so many temples people build, but this is very unique. It made us give up many, many things. And those are all called sacrifices. To me, that word is really a wrong word. Sacrifice means something I gave up. What did we give up? We gained. Nothing we gave up. Short-term investment. This is a long-term investment. It goes with us forever. Anything else is a short-term investment. You'll have it for your lifetime, and once the life is over, that investment is gone. But during that time, you make long-term investment. Even simple charity, kindness, anything, that stays for you. That's a real investment. But doing to a temple, and this kind of, I call it live temple, where she plans everything, that's huge benefit. I cannot begin to explain the privilege we are given and the kindness we are given. It's huge, unbelievably magnificent. That means you have earned it in past 100,000 lifetime maybe, or more. And the result is you will come and you will receive her and she will connect to you. And that is a huge benefit. How much more time I have? 5 more? 10 minutes. Okay. So Munishwara aspect is very, very, very important. At the time of turmoil, think of Munishwara. Next slide, please. Ayyanar is another aspect of it. These are all, they'll call it as a Grama Devata. It's not insulting term. Grama Devata means they're closer to us. She is trillion times vibratory. Kindness, she'll come and we invoke. But these energies are closer to us. And they're more like a family. But again, I say our vibration, it's all vibratory. I'm 10,000, you are 10,000. And Ayana would be trillion. And she would be many, many trillions. The separation is huge. But even the fact we know, we think of Ayyanar, we worship him. And this is a mythological story about the origin of Ayyanar. It's a combination of Mohini and other aspects. He's a guardian angel. All of them around our Shakti Piram are guardian deities. Don't you think that would be the most important thing? In my house, I would rather have a policeman standing in front if I live in a bad neighborhood than the fact that I know the president. The president is not there in the house and the thief would not know I'm connected. But if he sees a policeman at the entrance, he would walk away. There are other houses he can go and steal. He won't contend with this. They are like this. They are very visible, very close, very near and very dear, and they'll connect to you if you approach them in the right place at the right time. this is the right place because it's mother's house and she designs. So that's a big difference. Next slide, please. Sudalai Madan is another guardian angel. Yeah, Madan means protector. Sudalai Madan is one of them. See how they are represented? The ancients made this for asuras. Asuric energy would perceive this as this. Fear instilling, same thing with Mahakali. Fear instilling aspect, but they are the kindest one for us. For people who are good, who appeal to devas, they appear in a soft, smooth, sweet way. But for Asuric energies, they are represented this way. So they will see a policeman standing in front and walk away from your house, go to the next house. There are many houses for them to act on, million and trillion houses. But they won't bother you. So that's the concept. And the ancients made this form based on that thing. And mother, all this are mother's idea. I didn't think of any of that. I won't even be knowledgeable of any of them. But she wanted it. That means some of you or one of you needed them. Because everyone who comes here would get what they want, protection, what they want. So she has to provide all of them. And you, depending on your need, your karma, and your belief system, you take that energy. But they are here. You can consume them. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is a very, very powerful, very important aspect. There's a famous temple. Mother asked me to go there and do a ritual for all of you. I did. Very sweet form. She's a very unusual form. She's laying down. She lies down. Big, must be about 15, 14 feet length. She's laying down. And that is Maasana Kaali. The symbolism is the only reality, only thing which will happen for sure, is death. There's one thing you cannot. There's the only thing which is real. Anything else is temporary. Death is for sure. Anytime you're born, you will die. And at the time of death, she comes, because when you die, that spirit has to go through very major difficulty. He has to pass a river of death. I mean, it's very complex. I won't go into it, but it's very difficult, very painful, very horrible. At that time, she would be the kindest one to accompany you. Maasana Kaali. Maasana means a cremation ground. At the time of transition, you think of Maasana Kaali, you invoke her, you invoke Mother, she's Maasana Kaali. But that temple is like this. And I went and did the Parigaram, and it was wonderful. I mean, she's so sweet, so calming to be there. It's a big temple too. There will be lots of people, there will be 1,000 people in the temple. I don't remember exactly where it is. It's somewhere close to Kumbakonam, Trichy area. Do you know that? Exactly. It's a city where Maasana Kaali. Very, very big temple. Must be about 10 acres, that whole area. And she looks so magnificent, laying down. That's again a symbolic. At the time of transition, she will come with you. Because your shell would be gone, and you really don't care for that. But your soul, or the subtle body, goes through this river of death. And all the religions believe in that. The Egyptians have book of death. Tibetans have a book of death where this complex. In our thing, Garuda Bhagavan asks Mahavishnu all the secrets. What happens to me after I die? And she said, Nachiketa asked Yama, who would be the authority. Yama is god of death. So he asked Yama, what I have to do, why, what the purpose, and what happens to me. And that one answer you would not give, Yama Dharma Raja, would not give it to Nachiketa. He said, ask me anything. Anything, emperors, whatever. He said, what would I need all those for? I want to know reality. I want to know what happened so I can communicate. to others. And he became very famous Maharishi, Nachiketa Maharishi. When he was 6 years old, he goes to Yamaloka and asks Yama the secret of death, what happens to death. And very nicely Yama describes, very beautifully, all the deep philosophy of at the time of death, what you should think of, what will happen to you, and how you create your next life. All those beautiful concepts he taught. Yama himself taught Nachiketa. And that's what Katha Upanishad. Katha Upanishad is that story. Very beautiful story. So think of Maasana Kaali. Very kind, most helpful, and most useful, because we all are going to need. Right? No one say we don't need that. We will reach. There's only certainty in life is death. And we should be thinking about it. We don't. At the time of death we think. But before that we don't think of Yama. Yama would be the most efficient, most useful to us to think of him and do what all we need to do before we get to the stage when Chitragupta would start reading our story, what all we did, what all we didn't do, all the account. Chitragupta would read to Yama, and Yama would let you make a decision how you want your next life be, what the script you want to write for your next life, so you can correct all the mistakes. It's a very fair system. Nothing is imposed on you. It's very fair. Whatever you did, it'll be there, and you, I and you, we will decide what is the story of my life should be, so that I can grow up. Grow up. That's the key word. I can grow up. To grow up, you need to know the story. And we won't, because Maya would cover it. Once you come back, that part is gone. So you have to do it before. Before you pass out, you have to do all the nicest things and carry all the information. And the best thing is to be connected to Mother, where she is so personal. She even builds a temple. Can you imagine? We build temple for her. She doesn't build temple for us. Here she does, because she planned it, she designed it, and we'll do it in the next year and a half. We'll have Mother Sannidhanam ready by September. By next Navarathiri, which starts on October 6th, I believe, we want to have Mother, Ganesha, and Kartikeya Sannidhanam as a Sannidhanam. We want to have it completed by August, end of August, September. We are getting 2 more Shilpi. So we'll do our best, and Mother's wish, if she wishes, she'll grant us that Sannidhanam. So Navaratri time, we should have it. And I think she will. She does so many, she'll do that too. So think of Maasana Kaali, beautiful aspect of Mother. At the time of death, so convenient. Think of her, and she will let you walk through the river of death with all it's supposed to be horrible to cross that physically, but she would walk you through that and take you to the other side, and then Yama would ask you, what's your story now? What story you want to write for the next time? And you tell Yama. Because in that form, you're pure spirit, purity. There's nothing, no lying or no self-deception, nothing. You will write whatever is there, and you will act out that part in the next life. Next slide, please. Yeah, Veera Bathrar is a very intense aspect. He is an agent for Shiva. These are all ganas, Shiva ganas. But energetically, thinking of these aspects is very good at the time of difficulty, because Shiva, Bhagavan used them. At the time of when he had some problem, these are the energies, which is Shiva energy, but manifesting as Veerabhadra, very intense aspect of Shiva to destroy the evil. The Daksha Yajna, you all know about that. And that time he came and destroyed the evil which was conducting that Homa, where Shiva Bhagavan was insulted by Daksha. So think of that aspect at the time of difficulty and trouble, either for you or your family or for your city or for the country, whatever these energies would help. Are we and one more slide? Is it? Okay, good. Yeah, Vana Durgas are very important. You should think of them all the time. Because the first deity I had connection was Vana Durga. We did a homa, we did it on that side. That's the only homa we did on that side. And that time she manifested. That's about 25 years ago. And there are various aspects of her. She's very powerful, Vana Durga. There are many Durgas. Vana Durga is very important. Vana technically means forest, origin, primordial, space, energy. So Vana Durga. And in this temple, she's very actively present. Every time I come to the temple, I do three things. I think of her, and then I think of Dvajastambham, Balipidam, and Simhavahanam. I think in my mind, but we will really have it done. Hopefully in the next 6 months, there will be a magnificent Dvajastambham, Balipidam, and Simhavahanam. All are very symbolic. Dvajastambham is Kundalini and activated. And Balipidam, you sacrifice your this impediment, the mind-body complex impediment. You sacrifice that and come into the temple as a spirit form, as your Atman. So that's the symbolism of Dvajastambham, Balipidam, and Simhavahanam. And so I think of that, and then I think of Durga as Vana Durga, because she was there in the beginning. And strangely, that day, there are few people who attended. It's a very private ceremony. Dr. Keski was there, and her husband, Dr. Shah, was there. There's another psychiatrist, forgot her name, an American psychiatrist. Do you remember her name? Brewster, Dr. Brewster. She was there, and Dr. Peter D. Ritter was there, and A.N.K. Swami conducted Homa. It was completed by noon. Clear blue sky. Sun was intense at the time. So we finished, we came back. Then I saw this huge, they look like big rocks, huge. They were coming at us, and I thought, there can't be snow because there's a pure blue sky. And it was June, July time frame. But they're coming at us, and I thought, God is going to hurt us. So as soon as they touched us, it became soft like snow. Soft snow. So that's the symbolic of her grace. But when I saw that, it was huge, big rocks. And I thought it was going to hurt us and hurt the cars, and all the things were there in my mind. But at the minute it touched us, it became soft